Hello and welcome to Smash Games. We're back with part 3 of Dark Souls 1 as we take on the Hellkite. And I'm gonna show you how to it's a cheese. It's a cheese because honestly I don't think I've ever actually I don't recall beating it in the years at like with just my knowledge alone, you know, like with like full fire protection and all that shit. Anyway, getting on with it. We're making sure our bow is equipped and our arrows, our 50 arrows. That's my recommendation. I recommend 50. At least 50 normal, okay? You'll see why as we go. You'll have enough to spare, but this is just in case you miss more than what I do. Which, sometimes I'm spot on completely, sometimes not so much. Anyway, get rid of these guys. Accidental heal. Anyway, with this guy, just shield up, block. One of the easiest ways to get rid of him is just to kick. Okay. Now to do that, you've got to push forward on your walking, like your L3 stick, pushing forward and R1 at the same time. It might take a little bit of practice, but that'll give you a kick. Okay. So forward R1. Also, forward R2 does a jump attack. I'll bring that up again much later. It's very valuable. Now, make sure your head is right at the corner of that pillar there. You'll see just above the head, right at the corner, just below your health bar. Aim for that gap of the brick. That gap there. And you want to time it, okay? Obviously, I missed the first couple. You'll be able to get 2 shots in, alright? It'll sway, and then it'll come over. That's when you want to release, okay? This is why you got a couple extra arrows, because you're going to want a little bit of practice. You might not get it every time, first time, but... Okay. Sway, shoot. Shoot. Okay, so you should be able to get 2 shots in. Basically, I've positioned. This will position you so that your crosshair is able to get the first shot on the tail after the sway, and the second shot as the tail comes back over the top of the bridge, like so. Now, my first 2 missed, if you noticed. And I did say 20 arrows. We've got 50 arrows. So minus 20 would be 30 from 50. Minus another 2 will be 28. So arrow. That one, 29. 28. And there's your Drake sword. Now, this sword will pretty much be using it for the next, I want to say 5th of the game. You'll be using it for a little while. I'm just showing here that you require 12 dexterity and then you require 16 strength to use the Drake sword. Okay, now you want to have your bow again, dual wield. Yeah, I'm just removing a piece of armor. I just want to make sure I'm light rolling. Sometimes I run, sometimes I roll, it just depends. So yeah, clear out the enemy. You don't really want them having a jab at you while you're standing there. Now this is a little bit about timing and not taking the risk if you don't have to. Okay. So wait for his head. His head will sway left to right. Once it sways to the right, you should be able to release the arrow and fire. Now I'm dual wielding as I run out there. I'm only taking a single hit. I'm also showing that you can't get his head as he attacks on the way down, just for example. Now, back to bow, dual wield. Time it. Okay? Look out, swing around, put it off just to the left of his head. Fire. Okay, dual wield. Attack. Now you'll need to sprint. So you'll want to have that sprinting down. You'll probably want to have the dodging down a little bit as well, okay? Another key and thing you're listening for, so fire, swap to the thing. Alright. He'll wander back and forth over the bridge. You'll hear this whoosh sound about now. You'll sort of just heard it over the I know I'm fast forwarding here, but look, this would have been a 25-minute video had I not have fast forwarded this, so we've made it into a better length. So basically dual wield is triangle. L1 to use your crosshair on the bow. You'll only be able to use the crosshair if you're dual wielding your bow, okay? Once you're finished, you hit triangle again, it'll take the crosshair out and then you'll be able to hit your right arrow to swap to the Drake, okay? It's going to take some practice to alternate between your bow and to dual wield your Drake sword, okay? So don't be scared if you miss. I think I even do it here. It happens. Might be a turn or two away, but I do swing and I do miss. I think I even went for a second swing just to try, but you know. Show at some point. Can't remember. I might have already missed it, but anyway. Point being, if you don't miss, just run back downstairs. Wait your turn. This is why you got so many arrows, just in case. And as you can see, we've still got heaps, and his health bar's already pretty far down. Now you should do it in roughly, I want to say 8 to 10 hits, approximately. And you don't have to copy me for this one, but you know, if you're aware of how low his health bar is, you should be able to get it done in 2 in the last bit there. And a very happy dandy 10,000 souls from that. And that's probably the easiest way to kill the Drake that I've come across. The Wyrm. So the Claymore, packet of souls. Claymore we'll definitely be using later as part of this build, courtesy of Gear for Games. If you haven't checked them out already, please do. That's worth your time, especially if you're looking to try and like get, if you like to pick up everything, then you're welcome to it. Like that's, yeah, they're pretty funny. Yeah, anyway, I'm just boosting up endurance here a little bit and vitality. Now it's up to you how many you want to put in. I personally would like to advise just go even. So an even amount of endurance, even amount of strength. I'm short by 1, so I actually speed this up a little bit and I go and kill a bunch of them for an additional half, for 500 souls. 555 to be specific when you kill all 5 of them. I know that because when the Drake breathes fire on them, that's how many you get when he clears the whole, all 5. Pardon me. Now, we're able to use that. Ideally, we're trying to go for vitality and endurance approximately rounding out to 20. That should give you a chunk of health and a good amount of stamina. But we're also going to get some rings soon to help with equipment load and stuff like that. So don't worry. With this build, you as decent as can be with what you come across and how you invest into your weapons and arms and armor, basically. Arms and armor. Now, definitely want to make sure you're up for a light roll here. I should have still been on a light roll, so... But I think in this moment I was just making sure that I was actually... prepared. I think I put on a piece of armor just to try it out, but I was still too heavy. Anyway. Walk slow. Look, try and get about... It's hard to say where halfway is, but if you're not sure, just walk slow. Go slow. Right? If he's facing the other way, he hasn't detected you. Very slowly, lock on, go slow, go slow. It is hard. Just, if he does that, just dodge, okay? Circle, circle, circle. So like the vice, keep your shield up, circle, circle, circle. Because if he locks onto you, if he gets you with that sliding sword and up, you're fucked. He'll send you flying. He's parryable. You can backstab him, as you saw. You can even swing the sword at him a couple of times if you've missed the backstab. But yeah. Anyway, lovely Titanite chunk. We will at some point. I don't think I did it, but we're going to need to duck back down to the Undead Berg to get the other Black Knight that's down there. I'm pretty sure I didn't even show you guys where that was. For all new people. Anyways, I'm just demonstrating. I'm just showing you it's a great sword, a Black Knight's great sword. It's I think it's 32 strength, 16 dex. It's way too heavy for us to use right now. Now I'm pretty sure I think 26 strength will allow you to at least use it two-handed. Yeah. Now you don't have to do this. I don't know. They always are a pain in the ass to me. So I collect the Allura skull, clear the 2 crossbowmen, roll down, as quick as possible. Do not take long because yeah, as you can see, if you miss that, you're going back down and under to get back up and around, and it takes some time if you don't run through on this gate side. And then just take your time a little bit, take them out. Don't be too greedy like me, and try and go for 2 at once. It looks nice on camera, but if you fuck it up, then you can die. Anyway, halberd. That will be basically our primary weapon for the rest of the game. So after, once we get up to Analondo, we'll be able to meet our next smithy up there. Yeah, so those are the alluring skulls I picked off the bridge just behind us and above. And unfortunately, the stupid hog is stuck, but of course it lures out these guys, which, just so you know, it obviously lures them out. Okay, so when you even throw that first one, it'll start luring them. When you're on the bridge, and if you try to throw it down into that bonfire just behind us, to the left now of my camera, or back right. Obviously not this front one, the other one. I'm trying to. I don't know what happened there. Very late dodge, so he, clearly got me. That bonfire there. If you throw a luring skull from the bridge above into that, there's a good chance he'll run straight into it. Yeah, and he's got that one weak spot in the butthole, and that's definitely a crit on that one. So yeah, no, as you can see, it's definitely doable. If you get the dodge, as he's charging, get out of the way, and then just get around to his butt as quick as possible, and then you should be able to. Usually, when you're backstabbing, or if you get the parry on a weapon, you gotta make sure you step into them so you can get the attack in, because otherwise it just does a normal attack. At some point I'll hopefully show you. Now that key will give us access to open up the cell for Lotric. Lotric's going to give us our first, and well, it's not actually our first ring technically, but the I think there's a bluestone. Can't remember. I'll show you some. We'll grab it soon. But anyway, this is our first ring that we're going to actually be using for like the bulk of the game. I'm sure most of you are aware of what I'm talking about when I say Lotric. So now, fun fact: one black firebomb does exactly, to within a couple of points, enough damage to kill this Boulder Knight. As you can see, and that's just to demonstrate that if they're really giving you that much trouble, which they have given me trouble before, like it happens, especially if when they bring up their buckler, and that's them, especially when they're pulling their buckler and they pull in their rapier, okay, the pointy sword, right? As soon as they do that, they're getting ready to parry you, okay? They get you. And if your health's down, you're screwed. Anyway, so as you can see here, we're doing sufficient, enough damage now with the Drake sword to kill Boulder Knights in one. I believe that's so long as we're running at least. And obviously the most of these we should be able to kill in one swing while we're two-handing as well. Now, we're going to come across our first, I don't remember what this one's called, but it's a pretty hefty knight. But yeah, as you can see, the Drake Sword makes quick work. Now, second Firekeeper Soul now, and we do get a Titanite Shard. You will always get that shard off that giant knight. I don't advise swinging wildly like this at these guys with these boulder knights with the rapier, because as I said, if they get that buckler up and you swing, they'll get you, and if yeah, you just gotta be careful. On the stairs, I don't know. On the stairs, I find you're a little bit safe. That's kind of why I went for it more. Now, as you can see here, the Drake Sword has a special ability where if you R2 use its R2 two-handed ability, it'll do this sort of earthy power stance move, and you can take out a good chunk of them in a few swings. But as you can tell, I've started to get wrecked, and very stupidly didn't use a health potion. I just run back in and for whatever reason felt confident, cocky, take your pick. But yeah, anyway, you got your blocking down and timing, and you know, you're aware of what they're doing, the other couple behind you, you should be okay. But honestly, you should just run away and heal. That's the best advice. So again, same thing, I've just gone a bit ham on them. Lucky to get a shard. Before, I can't quite remember what part, but we got a humanity. Now we're about to pick up a humanity, and if you use one of them, you get a humanity in using one. So the top left corner next to your the health bar and your stamina bar, there's two numbers there. There's a 0 and a 2 currently, as you can see. Using one will give you one more. So this is Lotric. We're letting him out with that key we found. Just talk to him once. If you talk to him again, he says he's got nothing, you know, because he's in jail. Now, for each humanity, you get approximately 10 points on top of your luck, or your ability to find things. I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but I'm sure we'll see it soon enough. 10 should give you approximately 100, I think. Now, there's a gold ring which immediately gives you an additional chunk of points. You can only max out 410 for luck, but essentially what I'm trying to get is the more points you've got, the more chance you've got at getting better stuff, like more shards, weapon drops, like I got the black greatsword. Yeah. Now, don't forget to dodge off here, or sorry, I should say roll. You can just walk off, honestly. About here, honestly, you'll be fine. You shouldn't take any damage at all. Now, that's the key we're after for the asylum, so we can get another ring. You might take a couple of tries. You shouldn't die from that fall, okay? But you've got access to the lift that we just came down, so once you run back up, you should be able to retry that if you, when you're ready. But yeah, just make sure you're walking. You can run and jump, but honestly, I advise that you walk and roll off to get across. That seems to be the safest way. Now, we needed 5? Yeah, pretty sure it's 5,000 to get the next talisman. I think it's the Thorland. Yeah, Thorland talisman.
Come again.
So that's why I sort of held on to those without using it, because I was remembering we needed to upgrade our talisman. Now, the new talisman will be the equivalent of a +2, maybe a bit more, of Estus Flask. So currently Estus Flasks are a +1. There's Lotric. Because we rested, he's appeared there. We'll get the Sun Medal, which is used for a Covenant, which is actually one I was trying to show you before after we killed the dragon. Now, I just went to the lady then. We've got +2 for that Firekeeper. And yeah. Showing you there. Now, we're going to show you in the next video what to do with him. And a few things actually. So, really appreciate you guys watching and listening. Please like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing you again. See yous.